Hola amigos, what is up? This is Tails and welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man X4. In the last episode, we cleared up a bunch of Maverick stages, and also defeated the Colonel of the Repliforce in combat. In today's episode, we'll be doing a little bit more of that, what say you? It's time to go on to cyberspace. This truly is Mega Man Battle Network. Now, for this first section of Cyber Peacock's stage, I might go a little bit into concentration mode for a bit. Just because there are some items that we need to get, but we need to be fast to get them. Oh, and that's not fast, that's very slow, actually. Hee hee hee. Hoo hoo hoo. Ho ho ho. Ha ha ha. Hurry up. There we go. So, the first section here has 3 areas that are ranking the player based on their performance. For clearing the first stage with an S ranking, which requires you to get in within a certain time, you get a heart tank. The best thing to do is to use the soul body to get rid of these yellow orbs, otherwise they will trap you, and you'll take damage, but you'll also be slowed down considerably. Going through the second section, which is honestly a really easy section to get through, grants you access to the sub-tank for the stage, which means we have both sub-tanks. I'm going to equip Soul Body and refill its weapon energy for this next section, because this is the one that's really going to matter. Let's climb under these guys. Climb up the ladder, be fast about it. There we go. And our reward for getting the S rank in the third area is the head parts. I'm giving you a new head module, X. I finally got rid of my weird Elma Fudd syndrome. This module will improve your special weapons abilities. It should reduce your special weapon energy requirements to near 0. You may now use your special weapons as often as you want. And he's not kidding about that. Let's get a new hat. Cool hat! Yeah! Alright. I want you to notice if this number is coming down. What's that? The ammo number for my weapon isn't going down? Say it ain't so! Yeah, the head parts do give you unlimited ammo for your weapons' normal shots. If you perform charge shots with the special weapons, it does still consume weapon energy. But being able to have unlimited energy for just your special weapons is still really good. It's still really good. So there's a little drop here. Can never get past that part unscathed. You guys probably see the gimmick here. It's not like subtle or anything like that. The gimmick of the second half is gravity changing and using these balls. And it's a pretty easy stage to get through, honestly. Nothing hiding around here. Let's equip ourselves the soul body, and how about we fry ourselves a peacock, huh? Warning! Warning! Hello, X. I am very flamboyant, you can tell, because of my peacock powers. His potential is limitless! Not possible. Who are you? Why are you doing this to me? I was ordered to test your abilities. It's quite simple. Apartment complex? I find it quite simple, really. Cyber Peacock is another Reploid that isn't necessarily associated with the Repliforce. There we go. You can actually hit this guy with 2 hits of the soul body if you time it right. Dodge in the right ways. There we go. There we go. Nice. He put up a little bit more of a fight than he did last time, but I was just getting sloppy with my dodges. I was becoming the sloppiest of bitches. And with that, we've got ourselves a cool new weapon here. What say we show it off? Also, we got a cool color palette as well. I like that color palette. Aiming laser, exactly what it says on the tin. Move the cursor to lock onto enemies. Attack the enemy with the aiming laser. What it doesn't tell you, however, is that the aiming laser can lock onto multiple targets at the same time as well. Which is really cool. Now that we've gotten that, we've only got 2 stages left to go through. So let's fight Storm Owl. Storm Owl. I love the announcer in this game. Alright, Storm Owl here does have an item that we can get as well, besides just the heart tank. And the heart tank is simultaneously one of the easiest and hardest ones to get in the game sometimes. It all depends on how fast you are. Are you fast? Can you outsmart Bullet? Let's use our other ride armor here. I believe this one's called the Eagle armor, because it is more based around aerial mobility. Anyway, dodge the Independence Day lasers. Use our Eagle powers to... There we go, make that jump. The one problem with the Eagle armor is that you cannot move while you've got a charge shot. But other than that, it's quite powerful. I could actually take a sec to show off the aiming laser as well and the multi-targeting thing. But this also has like a homing laser beam that targets multiple enemies, so like... Okay, it attempts to target multiple enemies. Look at it dance. There we go. You can never escape it, Mega Man. Doesn't matter if it's dive missile, doesn't matter if it's Eagle armor, you can never escape. And there we go, first half is done. Now for the second half, and probably the part that I'm going to botch a lot. I'm going to become Sir Botch-a-lot. See these guys? They shoot lasers. You don't want to get hit by those, they do damage. Though, thankfully, they're not like quick man instant kill lasers. Let's equip our Thunder Web, or our Lightning Web. And try to do... No, I don't like that. Damn it. Ugh. So we actually need to use the Lightning Web to get up there. And that is where... well... 2 different items are. Now I may be wondering, wait, you got a heart tank. What other items could there be besides armor? And you're right, it is armor. Yeah, got... Let's give it another try, This jump's a little bit tricky sometimes, so I'm not surprised that I'm botching it. We live and learn, we die and learn. Thankfully these cannons don't turn around, or else they're gonna see my heart breaking. Ah, damn it. Put it a little bit too close to the spikes there. It's alright, it's okay. Even if we get game over, we've got a checkpoint, so... I love that this is just, oh, Tails can, you know, go through the stages and stuff, but when it comes to simple things, you know, just getting an item, stupid little Bumblebee man is just, he's not good at it. He can't do it. There we go. Finally! All it took was just a couple game overs and then taking a break from the recording session and going to get dinner. You can charge up to 4 blasts at a time with this arm module. Takes a while to charge, but you can fire a charge out at any time you so wish with it. This arm module is also changeable. Enter this capsule to change parts. That's correct! We don't have just one arm module this time around. Mega Man X4 has 2 of them. Now, both of them grant you the ability to charge up your special weapons and perform charge shots with them. Pretty standard stuff. But, the charge shot you get depends on which one you use. If you're using this capsule on the right, we have access to the ability to stock 4 charge shots at a time, which can then be fired independently of each other. On the other hand, if we pick this one on the left, we can fire the plasma shot, which is effective against stronger enemies. If the shot hits the opponent, plasma is generated, which will cause additional damage to the enemy. This arm module is changeable. Enter this capsule to change parts. So the other arm module we get is the plasma shot, which if you've played Mega Man X5 or X6, should be familiar to you, because it's also the charge shot that the 4th armor in that game uses. Charge it up, and you fire a big shot that also leaves behind plasma on any enemy that it hits. God, I have to get the cheesecake out of my throat now. So now with our newfound power, let's fight this boss. I always go for the plasma shot. Personally, I like the lingering effect of the plasma. I know technically it's not as effective against the bosses, but it's good against mid-bosses and it's good against enemies. Against bosses, I think you use the quad shot instead, because you can just stock a bunch of shots. And there's a lot of bosses late in the game that are actually immune to the plasma. How dare you destroy my unit! You'll pay for this with your life! Alright, Owl Boy, it's time to fight. And by fight, I mean I'm going to hit you with my aiming laser. Storm Owl is probably the well, I don't want to say that he's the easiest boss to kill with his weakness, but he's the one that takes the most damage from his weakness. Because each individual little shot of the aiming laser just pumps damage into it. We can finish him off with a charge shot for it. Yeah, the charge shot isn't actually as effective against it because it doesn't lock him in place, so he just vamooses. Even if you hold the beam on him. That's Storm Owl down. See? All it took was multiple game overs trying to make a simple jump that wasn't really that complicated in the first place, and then going to get dinner. All it took was a delicious pulled pork sandwich and some cherry cheesecake. Fires vacuum cyclones left and right, most effective when surrounded by the enemies and against skyborne enemies. The double cyclone fires to both sides of X, and it fires projectiles that travel upwards steadily. They kind of fire in a weird arc. Alright. How about we head to the last stage then? The volcano. Now you might notice that text there that says, "He betrayed the irregular hunters." That is actually a mistranslation. The Japanese name for the Maverick Hunters is Irregular Hunters. And that, I guess, wasn't translated in any version of X4 that came out in North America. And it's weird, because the Legacy Collection actually does change the translation on a few things as well. Namely, boss names. Mega Man X5's translation is actually vastly improved, and one of the things that changed was some of the boss names. Mega Man X5's bosses actually were, for the most part, named after Guns N' Roses members, or musicians that, like, toured with Guns N' Roses, or were friends of the band. So some of the names worked out well, like Grizzly Slash, I think is an okay name. But then we've got Duff McWhalen, the greatest of names. And really, the Legacy Collection 2 is inferior to the original version simply because it gets rid of Duff McWhalen. How are you going to get rid of such a genius name like Duff McWhalen? Like Tidal Whale? That doesn't have as much impact. Just a whale with the tides. Just a whale with a Tide Pod. There we go. Destroy this armor. Nice. Got ourselves a 1-up for our trouble. Now, if only we could get enough 1-ups to cover for the madness of Storm Owl's stage. These meteors, though. Did you guys know that space rocks are tastier than Earth rocks? Because they were a little meteor. Make this jump up here, and... Okay, so this wall. There's nothing that indicates that this is the solution to this wall. What you do is you charge up a Twin Slasher and break the wall down. There's nothing that indicates that Twin Slasher Charge Shot is the weakness of that wall. But regardless, let's get ourselves a shirt. We've been shirtless for a while. This body part absorbs damage inflicted by enemies and will gradually accumulate within. When it is filled to capacity with energy, you can execute the invincible Nova Strike. However, a single use will consume all your energy stores, so use it only to pull through tight situations. And with this, we obtained the 4th armor, and some red boxing gloves. Dear X, how do you type with boxing gloves? These are my hands! Oh god, I can't really do voices right now. I think I've still got cheesecake stuck in my throat. Oh, that cheesecake was good though. It was a good cherry cheesecake. Alright, now normally you're actually supposed to go over this section, but if you want, you can just bring the ride armor into the boss room here. And here we go. X, you've arrived. Dragoon, why did you betray the headquarters? You'll have to defeat me first. But we're allies. You're so naive. Listen closely. I let the Sky Lagoon fall, and I'd do it again! Ha 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 ha! No, those were innocent people. You're not Dragoon, just a Maverick. You got that right. Power up, X. It's time you showed me what you can do. Alright. I'm gonna get out of the ride armor first to cover something about this boss fight. Magma Dragoon is actually based on Akuma from the Street Fighter series. You'll notice with his grunts there, like Hadoken and Shoryuken, that he actually does have attacks based on the Shoto characters. He's also got a dive kick, which Akuma has in some games. More than that, he wants a fight no matter the cost, much like Akuma, and you can even see the prayer beads on his design as well. You can also just fight him with the right armor too. You don't. His actual weakness is the double cyclone, and that makes him even easier to. And that makes him a lot easier to beat. But may as well show off the right armor. You are strong, X. Such a waste. Why, Dragoon? Always wanted to fight you. Then he appeared. And he appeared? Who? Told me to work for Repliforce, to goad you into fighting. You did it just so you could fight me? Was worth it for a final duel. Dragoon! No! You idiot! You big dumb idiot! And now you're dead. You got the rising fire! If you ever wanted a fireball that goes upward, well, now you have it. There we go. With full armor, how about, before we do anything involving this next stage, we'll clear out the rest of the items we need. The Repliforce has begun assembling. Where are they? The spaceport. They plan to take off into space. Hurry, we have to stop the Colonel. But before we do that, let's get some items. And the first one of these is in Frost Walrus's stage. How are my sub-tanks looking? No, whatever. Alright. So there's this path down here that we didn't actually take. The dev-intended way. It's time to face some dev-intended consequences. Use the rising fire on this block of ice and bam, there's a heart tank for you. I'm gonna grab the rest of the health items that are up here, and then we'll move on to the other item we're missing. Alright, here we are. By using the rising fire, you can burn away sections of these trees. Now, it's not really that useful there, but over here, this is where the last heart tank is. And now we've got full hearts. Full E-tanks. I think we are ready to begin the end game. And ready to avoid getting shot by enemies that are still around there. Hang on. There we go, that's looking good. Alright. With that out of the way, all the Mavericks have been disposed of. So now it's time. Well, actually, you know what? Next episode will be the time. Right now, it's time for me to end this episode. Thank you guys for watching. This is Tails signing out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.